talk about our economy going forward, moving in the right direction, it seems. The city of Tshwane wanting to tackle blackouts by going green. Finally, we're moving in that direction. The capital's Economic Development Agency having an energy roundtable back in June. It says the gathering sparking critical thinking in the sector, and that's what we need. From TEDA is Anju Hirochanda joining us from the Tshwane Economic Development Agency. That's the acronym. Morning, good to have you with us.
Morning, Gareth.
As the chairperson, I'm seeing lots of very, very impressive numbers. Let's start with two of them. 14 investment projects, that's good news, but 2.2 billion rands worth of investment. This is how we get the green economy growing.
No, definitely. I think 2.4 million is in excess of the target that we set for the past year, which was around 1.8. But it's not good enough for us, Gareth. We want to exceed that, and for the next financial year, we've set our target as 10 billion rands. So really wanting to produce, great impact in the city, looking at how we can really drive economic growth at the city of Tshwane.
Give me three of your top priorities. So 2.4 billion rand worth of investment. You want close to 10 billion. Someone watching now going, okay, I could jump on top of this with Tshwane. Give me your three top priorities.
What we've done in the last year, especially looking at our business strategy, we've tried to be more focused so that we can use our resources more effectively and more efficiently. So the three priority sectors that we are looking at, Gareth, is the automotive and the aerospace sector. We're looking at new and innovative projects within the green economy, and that's including the renewable energy space, as well as the agro-processing space, and looking at the entire agribusiness value chain. We're looking at how we can have high impact in a short space of time with limited resources that we have.
Well, our viewers tuning in now will see stage 4 blackouts. So let's start with this renewable energy, because anything right now that can take away the blackouts, bring down the stages, whether it's IPPs, renewable, green economy, that's got to be the focus. How's that going to look? How does that practically look on the ground?
Well, absolutely. What we want to do, we say that how do we drive economic growth if we do not resolve the current energy crisis? That's the topic of the day. And that was the intention with our roundtable that we had in June, to stimulate those discussions, to say how do we come together to support our current infrastructure that we have at the city, but also how do we get to a point where our demand meets the supply? And looking at, if we want to drive investment into the city, if we want to drive new business and business growth in the city, how do we provide consistent supply of energy to be able for business to thrive in the city of Tshwane? So that was the discussions in our roundtable that we had in June, looking at how we can introduce more green energy into the system, solar energy, looking at renewable energy, IPPs, and speaking to the city officials in terms of creating an enabling environment for business to be able to come into the city and do just that.
But the irony is, you want the investment. The investment won't come unless there's consistent power supply. But without the consistent power supply, the investments won't come. But you need them to create the consistent power supply.
Exactly.
And so we keep going around the hamster wheel.
Yes, absolutely, and that's why we as TEDA play a very critical role in that space, to say, okay, how can we help you as business and as investors coming into the city to be able to set up your business and assist not only the city but just drive the economy around in South Africa.
And it doesn't have to be large businesses either. Anything from a medium enterprise up, as far as renewable energy, could be a big factor as well. These roundtables that you had, what was some of the criticism levelled against the city about getting in? Red tape perhaps, administrative problems, costs? What were the issues raised that you're now going to deal with?
I think one of it is, like you said, the red tape. What are the policy changes that we need to adopt in the city to be able to enable business to invest in the city in terms of the energy space?